Ukraine has been fighting a brutal war of aggression by Russia since February 2023, when Moscow invaded and occupied parts of its eastern regions. The conflict has claimed over 10,000 lives and displaced millions of people. Ukraine has been relying on the support of its Western allies, especially the G7 countries, to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity. In May 2023, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made a dramatic appearance at the G7 summit in Hiroshima, Japan, where he met with the leaders of the world's most powerful democracies and made a personal appeal for more military and financial assistance. Zelensky's visit was seen as a sign of his determination and courage to stand up to Russian aggression and seek a peaceful resolution of the conflict. Zelensky's efforts paid off as the G7 countries agreed on a major new sanctions package against Russia, aimed at tightening the noose on the Kremlin's war machine. The sanctions targeted key sectors of the Russian economy, such as energy, finance, defense, and technology, as well as individuals and entities involved in the invasion and occupation of Ukraine. The G7 also pledged to provide more humanitarian aid to the Ukrainian people and support Ukraine's reforms and integration into the Euro-Atlantic community. But perhaps the most significant achievement for Zelensky was the announcement by US President Joe Biden that he would allow training of Ukrainian pilots on US-made F-16 fighter jets, laying the groundwork for their eventual transfer to Ukraine. This was a major boost for Ukraine's air defense capabilities, which have been severely challenged by Russia's superior air force. The F-16s are potent weapons that can counter Russia's advanced fighter jets, such as the Su-35 and Su-57. The US also unveiled a new $375 million military aid package for Ukraine, which included new artillery, ammunition, and rocket launchers. Other G7 countries also pledged to increase their military assistance to Ukraine, such as providing more anti-tank missiles, drones, radars, and electronic warfare systems. The G7 also expressed their readiness to provide more advanced weaponry to Ukraine if Russia escalates its aggression further. Zelensky thanked the G7 leaders for their solidarity and support, saying that it was crucial for Ukraine's survival and victory. He also briefed them on his peace plan, which calls for the withdrawal of Russian troops from Ukraine before any negotiations. He said that he was ready to talk to Russian President Vladimir Putin, but only on the basis of respect for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. However, Zelensky also faced some challenges and uncertainties in securing military and financial aid from the G7 countries. Some of them expressed concerns about the political situation in Ukraine, where Zelensky has been facing opposition from some nationalist groups and oligarchs who oppose his reforms and anti-corruption efforts. They also urged him to strengthen his democratic institutions and uphold human rights and rule of law. Another challenge for Zelensky was the dysfunction in Washington, where Biden was struggling to raise the federal borrowing limit amid a deadlock between Democrats and Republicans. This raised questions among G7 leaders about how much longer political support for Ukraine can be sustained in the US Congress, which has to approve any military aid or arms sales to Ukraine.